A lot of people have disagreements when it comes to this set, but are we going to have disagreements when it comes to the commander? Let's find out with these mono red ones. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Guys of Magic. This is Hunter and Steven. Say what up, Steven.
Hello.
Hey, we're just continuing on, Steven, with our commander grades. That's right. We're taking a look at the mono red legends from this upcoming set, Spider-Man. You've already seen the other ones, right? Check the links down below if you haven't already seen them, because we have been grading them like crazy, right, Steven?
Yes, this is a little less than Final Fantasy, so I'll take
93
it.
legends, yeah.
Yeah,
So
but it still feels like so much.
we're still just on the monocolor, so we are doing monocolored red. But before we get started, just hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, so you're staying up to date with all the other videos. Let's move on to this first card, Steven, but this is Electro, Assaulting Battery. It's 1 and 2 red for a 2/3 legendary creature human villain. It's got flying and says you don't lose unspent red mana as steps and phases end. And whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you add 1 red mana. And when Electro leaves the battlefield, you may pay X. When you do, he deals X damage to target player. Here we go. We got a good one.
It's probably the best mono red commander option ever.
Yeah. I mean, there's some pretty good ones. I think Bergie also is pretty solid.
I mean, this is basically Bergie.
Bergie does say non-creature spell, so I mean, it takes it to a level of also enchantments and, artifacts.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but like when I think mono red, I think burn, right? So like you're trying to storm off and just do the thing, and that requires instants and sorceries. And I mean, this is just fantastic. This just says, "Hey, my seething song makes me a mana, and then I get an additional 5, and I can just go ahead and move through my phases, and I don't lose it."
That's correct. Yeah,
I mean, this is amazing.
I mentioned Bergie before. We've seen how broken Bergie is. This takes it into that lane as well. I think I love the part where it leaves the battlefield, not necessarily dies or is put into graveyard. So if it was exiled by any chance or you flicker this, that's also a kind of cool way to go,
Yeah, plus I mean like when you kind of think about it too, like you can also build this as kind of like cuz red has a ton of duplicate effects.
Oh,
So
yeah.
just casting those spells to make a copy of Electro, and you basically keep the copy that comes in, that one leaves, and then boom, or you just keep the original. It's just like it's so many fun like kind of cool trinkets you have at your disposal with this kind of deck.
Definitely. You can assault someone with
Yes, with electricity.
with batteries. Let's go ahead and move on to the grade, Steven. We will kick it off with you.
Just because I can imagine somebody chucking 4 like C batteries at me, I think I'm gonna give this an A. I'll be honest with you.
Wow, okay. Starting off the video with an A. I'm going to go one lower, though. I do like this effect. I did mention Bergie as a kind of better option, in my opinion. But it's still very good, so I'm going to give it a B. But Electro, Assaulting Battery, gets the average grade of an A. Next up is Ghost Spider, Gwen Stacy. 3 and 2 red for a 4/4 legendary creature, Spider Human Hero. It's got Menace, and it also says, whenever it attacks, she deals X damage to defending player, where X is the number of attacking creatures. Simple, to the point. I mean, once again, I've been saying in all these videos, but because that's the Spider-Man Eternal set, it comes from the Welcome decks, it's a very simple ability, but it works. I think having Menace makes it a little bit more evasive, and hey, at least she deals 1 damage to defending player if she attacks by herself.
Yeah, 5 mana menace 4/4 is okay by today's standards, I guess. But I think like the interesting thing about this card is mainly that I think with a lot of the Eternal cards, with like the reminder text and like the them being welcoming, I think that they've all been pretty crappy, if I have to be honest. But this at least has a really fun ability. But let me go ahead and just say now, I don't think this is a good commander, but I think this in the 99 of a lot of decks would be really good.
That used to be pretty solid in Ishin. Just any kind of
Yeah, I was
like
gonna say Ishin.
any kind of attack doubler type thing, or just double triggers. I think gets pretty out of hand. This would be really. I would say another way to build this is obviously the token strategy. You're going to go wide. You're trying to get as many attacking creatures on the field as possible. This would probably be good in a Nimpic Hall deck. Um, yeah, there's a lot of ways to put this in something or build around it. So
Yeah, I mean, this might actually take Krenko's spot for #1.
uh, that's a good sarcastic thing you said there, but this would be good in Cranko. Let's move on to the grades. I'll kick us off. I think it is the middle of the road though. It's gonna be a C.
I mean, I think I was gonna go D, but I think I'll go up to a C. I think you kind of talked me up with like token strategy a little bit, and obviously there's tons of support in red to do a bunch of stuff when it comes to bringing in these tokens and damage. So I think it's okay.
Well, Ghost Spider Gwen Stacy gets the average grade of a C. Next up is Hobgoblin Mantled Marauder. It's 1 and a red for a 1/2 legendary creature, Goblin Human Villain. It has flying and haste and says whenever you discard a card, Hobgoblin gets +2/+0 until end of turn. It's not too bad. A 2-mana commander.
Yeah, I mean,
It's got haste, gets swing
yeah,
right away.
yeah. Flying is good evasion. I think this is going to be. I mean, obviously, this you won't see this card specifically in standard, but what are they calling it? Universes within
Universes within.
or the Omen Path, right?
That's through the Omen Paths, yes.
Yeah, through the Omen Path. Yeah, so I think that card is going to be a standard menace. I'll be honest with you. But for the most part, I don't know.
I do. I think this card is going to be sweet. I think you can hit someone with commander damage very, very quickly, especially with all the effects of like Faithless Looting, stuff like that, where you can just continue to pitch, draw, pitch, draw, pitch, draw, and you're discarding so many cards. So if you're discarding 2, you get +4/+0 to end of turn. That's 5 damage flying in the air. So just swing in and start really punishing your opponents.
I mean, listen, I agree with you on that, but like it goes so I think the biggest issue I have with cards is like it's really hard for me to love a mono-colored commander unless it's like I mean, I hate saying it, but it's kind of true. Like, unless it's completely like obscenely aggressively great, this doesn't really check that box for me because, like, that I can't remember what set it was. I think it was Ixalan, maybe. You remember the pirate shark?
Yes, I do.
It was blue and red.
Yep.
Whenever you discard a card, target whatever, and then you draw a card.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it's to me like adding another color, even though yes, that one is more expensive on the mana base. I just like I would rather just throw this and that, and then just kind of like have that flow going rather
Maybe.
than this be my commander.
I just love commanders coming down at 2 mana. You can do the thing quickly.
Well, I think you love commanders coming down at 2 mana because all your commanders usually die like 17 times in a game.
You're not wrong, but hey, let's go ahead and move on to the grade, Steven. What's it going to be for you?
I mean, listen, I see the power. Don't get me wrong. Like I'll give it a C. I think it's still. I mean, for me, just personally, I think I'm not there.
I'm actually going to give this a B, believe it or not. I actually like Hobgoblin quite a bit, and I'm kind of surprised that this is an uncommon that I like so much. But hey, Hobgoblin Mantled Marauder gets the average grade of a B. Moving on to the boss himself, it's Jonah Jameson. It's 2 and a red for a 2/2 legendary creature human citizen, and when he enters, suspect up to 1 target creature. And whenever a creature you control with menace attacks, you create a treasure token. It's a good card.
Give me photos of Spider-Man.
That's a pretty good impression. This card's great. I don't care about the enter suspecting 1 thing. Cool, whatever. But just the fact that you can run just however many mono red menacing creatures in your deck just to on attack, not even like combat damage or damage itself, just creates you that extra net of treasure. Seems so good.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Professional Facebreaker has a little bit more upside, but like this is, man, what a cool card. I love the flavor here too, man. Like everything about this card is amazing.
Yeah.
I do think that the suspect might matter. I do think it's kind of cool because like Nelly Borka gets a little new card, which is awesome. I hate to see it. Riley plays Nelly Borka, and it's just the most annoying thing in the world. So just knowing that they have this at their disposal now kind of saddens me. But I mean, as a commander, I think it's still pretty cool.
I think I love the fact that you're just probably running just Menace Kindred, if you will, in this deck, and you're just netting so many treasures. I like it.
Yeah, I might like. I know it sounds weird. Like I don't know if you'd be able to build it, but like I kind of want to build a bracket one deck of this, and just like everything in the deck just says like just targets and just points a finger at something.
Only art that's pointing fingers.
Yeah, I like
There you
that.
go. There you go. Let's move on to the grades. I'm actually pretty high on this one, similar to Hobgoblin. I'm gonna give this a B.
You know, I really want to give this an A just because it checks every box for me. It like the flavor is just fantastic. Like every aspect of this card references Spider-Man in a certain way, and it's just fantastic. And God, I want to give it an A, but I don't know if I can just give a flavor A. But I'll go to a B. I'll do a B.
That's fair. Jonah Jameson gets the average grade of a B. Next up is Molten Man, Inferno Incarnate. It's 2 and a red for a 0/0 legendary creature elemental villain. It says when it enters, search your library for a basic mountain card. Put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. And Molten Man gets +1/+1 for each mountain you control. And when Molten Man leaves the battlefield, you sacrifice a land. I like the fact that this could be your commander because you're probably running a ton of mountains. You could just say, you know what? I don't need any utility lands, all mountains. And
No,
this will just be
yeah,
as big as however many mountains you put in your deck. Bummer.
immediately throwing Blood Moon in this.
Yeah, there you go. However many mountains you would have, though, you're gonna be bummed if this keeps dying because you gotta sacrifice those mountains.
Yeah, whatever. It's mono red.
I don't know. It's kind of cool though.
Yeah, it's an interesting card. I mean mono red ramp, which is interesting for sure. But I mean, I guess you can say ramp, but then you have to sack it when this, basically leaves the battlefield. So you kind of go, you technically didn't ramp, I guess, to a certain extent. But I really wish it had a little bit more evasion, the +1/+1 for each mountain you control. But like, again, it's red. You can give this haste, you can give this trample. It's not hard to do. So I mean, I definitely see the potential this deck has. I just want to throw a Blood Moon in it and just really make people upset.
You're a mean person. But
Always.
I completely agree with you on the point that this is basically just a big dumb beater at the end of the day. Unless you start putting on equipment with it, which you probably should if you're building this deck correctly. However, I will say, coming down on turn 2, maybe if you drop a Soul Ring or something else, turn 2 ramp is pretty good in red. I'm here for that.
Yeah. I like the ramp, but at the same time, like with this, I, I can only imagine that like as soon as this comes down, that trigger hits the stack. You're gonna go search for that mountain, and your opponent's just like, huh, swords.
Yeah.
And immediately you have to sack the land you used to play this, and then you're just right back at square one.
You're not wrong. But hey, let's move on to the grades. We'll kick it off. I'm gonna give this middle of the road. I think it's gonna be a C.
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm actually gonna go down to a D. I really thought this card was cool, but it's just a big dumb beater. That's all it really is.
No, that's fair. Molten Man, Inferno Incarnate gets the average grade of a C. Next up is the Shocker Unshakable. 4 and 2 red for a 5/5 legendary creature human rogue villain. During your turn, Shocker has first strike. It's also got Vibro Shock Gauntlets, which means whenever Shocker enters, he deals 2 damage to target creature, 2 damage to that creature's controller. Well, we finally made it to that part of the video where we have
this bad?
a really bad commander.
Dude, why is this so bad?
This is 6
My
mana
God.
for a 5/5 that has first strike only on your turn. That says, I'm gonna shock some stuff. Literally.
This is
One
comical,
creature.
man.
and a controller. I'm gonna shock you.
This is
So
so bad.
that's kind of the flavor text here, right? Mock him at your peril. He's so bad. Shocker.
I
Oh
can't,
man,
man.
let's just go straight to the grades. This is
F,
this is an F. Yeah,
F, F. Get it off the screen.
average grade F. Moving on to Gwen once again. This is Spider-Gwen, Free Spirit. 2 and a red for a 2/3 legendary creature, Spider-Human hero. It's got reach and says when it becomes tapped, you may discard a card if you do draw a card.
Yep.
Yep. This card, not great. I don't.
Potential.
It's not as bad as the last card because, like we say here on the channel, Steven, card draw does win games, and this has it.
Yeah. Listen, I think this is a great support piece in a couple other decks with more colors.
Yeah.
As just a regular commander, I mean, I'm trying to think of a way to tap and untap this multiple times to kind of just start churning through the deck a little bit. And it's I don't know how easy that is in mono red. I mean, please in the comments down below, let me know some cards that might go well with this. But right now, I can't think of any.
I hate when a card has 2 abilities that compete against each other. Reach, you want to be on block duty, but you want to tap this down. Makes absolutely no sense to me. I hate that. But this is a common for a reason. So, hey, what can you do? Steven will kick it off with you.
I'm gonna go to a D. I still think it could have potential. And oh man, I might kind of want to go up to a C. I think it's just a meh, but like no, I'll stick with a D. I think you bring up a good point. The both those abilities are so counterintuitive.
Yeah. I'm going to join you, though. I'm going to give you this a D as well. So the average grade for Spider-Gwen Free Spirit is a D. Next up in Rock and Roll, it's Spider-Punk. 1 and a red for a 2/1 legendary creature Spider-Human hero. It's got Riot, in case you don't remember. This creature enters with your choice of a +1/+1 encounter or haste. Other spiders you control have Riot. Spells and abilities can't be countered. Damage can't be prevented.
Yeah, who cares about that other spiders?
I was about to
Riot.
say, doesn't matter about the other spiders have Riot. The last 2 abilities of spells and abilities can't be countered is amazing. Damage can't be prevented, also amazing. Do what you want to do.
Yeah. Rock on.
Rock on. Very simple lines of text, though. I don't know how much we can go into this without just saying up front, like, it says what it does. We know what it does. It's really good. Right?
Yeah. I mean, anytime you're able to just always be able to cast your spell without having to worry about it, for the most part.
Yeah.
Obviously, just because your spell can't be countered doesn't mean it can't be bounced back to your hand, put on the top of your library, put third from the bottom. But yeah, so that piece of text is phenomenal. Damage can't be prevented. Make your thing huge.
Yeah,
like that's just fantastic.
This is the piece that sits in your command zone. You get it out immediately, and then you actually just start playing the deck without any kind of interaction.
Yeah.
It's great.
I will say, Hunter, we've talked a lot of good things about this card, but when we were speaking about the commander grades, Riley did bring up a very important fact. This is kind of like a world effect, right? So like spells and abilities can't be countered. It doesn't say your spells and your abilities. So this is table wide.
It is. Same with damage can't be prevented. So this screams chaos. You're either running into your opponent that's running a combo deck that they're just like, cool, you just helped me out. Or you're just like, you know what? I just want to see what happens. Because that's kind of what red wants to do, right? Cause as much chaos as possible.
Yeah. But it's pretty rock and roll.
There you go. Bring chaos to the system. Let's move on to the grades. We will start with you, Steven.
I still think it's pretty good. I think that as good as those lines of text are, being able to turn on your opponent's decks as much as they want, I'm going to go down to a B. But I will say, for the most part, this is probably a commander that probably won't get removed because everyone's like, oh, this is great.
You're not wrong, but I do think you're wrong because I'm going down even lower to a C.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But hey, the average grade for Spider-Punk is still going to be a B. Moving on to a partner pairing, if you will. This is Spinneret and Spiderling. It's 1 red mana. For a 1/2 legendary creature, Spider-Human Hero. Whenever you attack with 2 or more spiders, you put a +1/+1 counter on Spinneret and Spiderling. Whenever Spinneret and Spiderling deals 4 or more damage, exile the top card of your library until end of the next turn. You may play that card.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we're back.
This is really unfortunate because like it is a cool card, but just the fact that it wants to work just with spiders, I get it. Like the flavor is there. It's working with spiders because Spider-Man's wife and daughter right here on the card. It's funny. It's great flavor. But it's such a bummer because we've seen so many like good effects that do the exact same thing just so much better. Like this has to deal 4 damage to just get 1 card advantage. That's too much.
Yeah, plus I mean at this point like you're building a mono red deck that really needs to care about spiders, and I don't know how many mono red spiders there are. Also like it contradicts kind of like what it wants to do to a certain extent, right? Cuz like you play this turn 1 and you hope you have a spider with haste on turn 2 for 2 mana cuz you need to attack with 2 or more spiders. So like it's just you're not really turning this commander on early game.
Here you go, dude. I got it for you. Turn 1, Spinneret, Spiderling. Turn 2, Spider-Punk. Use Riot as haste. Boom, swing.
Okay. And then I don't get the second part of the ability.
Done. You did it.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is not great. Let's move on to the grades. I'll start. This is a D. Still does
I'm actually
something.
gonna give this an F. I don't think it does anything.
Nah, that's fair. Spinneret and Spiderling gets the average grade of a D. We got a new dinosaur. It's Stegron, the Dinosaur Man. It's 4 in a red for a 5/4 legendary creature dinosaur villain. It's got Menace. It's also got Dinosaur Formula, which means for 1 in a red, you can discard this card until end of turn. Target creature you control gets +3/+1 and becomes a dinosaur in addition to its other types. Wow, that's not a commander at all.
Yeah, it's interesting because like I I like to think that I know a decent amount about Marvel,
Mm-hmm.
and then this set came out, and it makes me know that I know absolutely nothing. I've never heard of Stegron, the Dinosaur Man, and I've said it in a previous video, and I'll say it again. The fact that this got a card and Uncle Ben got no card is mind blowing to me.
Uncle Ben's dead, all right? He's not coming back.
Brother, wild.
You got Stegron.
Spoiler alert.
All right? Stegron.
Spoiler.
He's the
Also,
dinosaur
no,
man.
that's not a good point. Actually, I'm gonna take that back. You want to know why that's not a good point? Because this set is the entire multiverse of Spider-Man.
Mhm.
There's got to be somewhere out there where Uncle Ben's alive.
You're not wrong. We're talking about this card too much. This is an F.
It's an F.
Yeah. That's the average grade of an F. And the final mono red legend we are talking about today is the Mary Janes. It's 3 in a red for a 3/3 legendary creature, human bard performer. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature that attacked this turn. It's got Menace. Look, Steven, a return of a bard.
Yeah.
This is a potentially 1 mana 3/3 with Menace. Isn't that cool enough for your command zone?
No.
And right you are. It is not. Yeah, this is I like the fact that it's cheaper. But that's it. That's all it's got going. We're moving straight to the grades with this one. This one is an F for me again.
You got to face it, Tiger. The Mary Janes are getting an F.
And that is it. The average grade for the Mary Janes is an F. And that is going to do it for us today. Quick, easy, short to the point video of the Mono Red Legends from Spider-Man. Did you like any of those enough to be your commander? Comment down below. Maybe we convince you to build a deck. Maybe you are so in disagreement with one of our grades that you did not like that you have to let us know in that comment section down below. Always interested to hear your guys' opinions. While you're down there, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, so you are staying up to date with everything else that we are constantly putting out here on the channel. In the description, you'll find links to all of our social media accounts. Follow us on those as well to keep up to date with everything else that we got going on. And in the description, you'll find a link to our merch. That's right, we have merch. Go and check it out. Buy yourself a t-shirt. Get whatever you want. It's right there, the description. And on the screen right now, there's all of our Patreon subscribers. Thank you guys so much for your added support. It really does mean the world to us. If you guys wanted to check out what they're seeing, which is not here on YouTube, please check the link in the description below and consider subscribing. And a very special shout out to our Gains Indestructible tier, starting with
Aaron Hill,
Billy Yum Yum 2x2,
Daryl Tripp,
Demarion Turner,
Dr. Jerome,
Ghost McGrady,
Yasminder Pabla,
Jimmy Ward,
Jay Pizzle,
Kelvor,
Kevo,
Samuel Abbott,
Stingrazor 1144,
and Thrifty PSGR. You guys are awesome. Appreciate every single one of you. And until the next video, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.
If anyone builds Shocker Unshakable, I will play you with my worst deck.